sully these proceedings by saying, I'm sorry. That doesn't cut it. This should never have happened. And I will say to Mr. Broadwater that I assure him that it will never happen again, that we will never let junk science into a courtroom in this county.
I think, as Mr. Fitzpatrick has pointed out, Mr. Broadwater cannot get those 16 years back. But based upon my review of the motions and the representations of counsel, this court grants defendant's motion. They take his conviction.
I'm sorry, just isn't enough for me. It's just not enough for me. You ruined a person's life. And why do you think that this is okay? Why does this world think that this is okay? All right, everyone, I am back. This is Wisdom.Works Truth Channel, and I am Wisdom.Works. Thank you for joining us. A special thank you to my subscribers, my loyal subscribers who watch every last one of my videos, who give my videos a thumb up, or should I say thumbs up, and who comment. We all know that those comments are important. Maybe if you don't know, I'm letting you know now that when you comment, it really boosts our channel and it helps us in many, many ways. So please don't fail to leave a comment for those who are new. And if you are new or you are returning and you have not subscribed to this channel, please consider doing it. We would love, I say we as a whole, but we would love for you to join the family and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell. When you turn on that notification bell, you will be notified every time I upload a new video. You also will be notified when I go live. Now, I try to upload new videos maybe 1 or 2 times a week. I'm not really consistent when it comes to that because of my schedule outside of YouTube. But I am going to try to do my best to do better. Okay, better. And I will be going live now. So I can't give you a permanent day, but I can tell you this. I will be going live on Thursdays or either Fridays starting next month. So please turn on that notification bell and you will be notified. Now let's get right into this story. This is a good one. This is definitely a good one. I have my assistant here with me, Gina. Gina, say hi. Hi. She is always here with me, okay? So it is actually a pleasure and an honor and a blessing to have her here with me. Because sometimes talking to yourself just does not work. So I am excited about going live later, because this doesn't work for me. So to have someone here to communicate with, or can I say, oh, maybe I shouldn't say communicate. What is the word that they normally use? What'd you say, Jean?
Converse. Converse with.
She said converse. I mean, I thought she was talking about some tennis shoes for a minute. But listen, it's good to have someone here with you. This is a good story. This story is about a man named, and when I say story, I don't mean that it is a fiction story. I mean that it's a true story that I would like to cover. I would like to shed some light on and give my personal opinion about this story. The story that we're talking about today is a man by the name of Anthony Broadwater. Now, Anthony was found guilty of the rape of Alice, let me just say this right, Sebold, I believe it's Sebold, back in 1981. She is the author of the bestseller book. It's called The Lovely Bones. Also, there were, if I'm not mistaken, a movie made, or she had some movies made from her book. Now, Anthony spent most of his life locked up for a crime that he didn't commit. He did not commit this crime, okay? And many of us, our life go on because it did not happen to us. This is not something we experienced. So it's easy for us to just say, wow, oh, wow. But this was major for him. He was locked up for 16 years. Imagine being locked up for 16 years for something you did not do, and you're trying to convince everybody and tell everybody that you did not do it. You want to be freed. You know, I know that I would want to be free. I would want to, hey, anybody that will listen to me, please listen to me. I didn't do this. And I'm sure that you hear often that people say, well, everybody in jail didn't commit the crime. That's not true. But there are some people there that did not commit the crime that they have been charged for or that they're being punished for. There are people there, and they're still waiting to be freed. The thing that stuck out the most to me about this is that Anthony was 20 years old when he was charged with this rape, okay? I want you to take a look at this video. I'm gonna combine a couple together, but take a look at it.
Tonight, tears of relief, nearly 40 years in the making.
I'm still crying with joy and relief right now today. I'm really overwhelmed. Words can't describe it.
Anthony Broadwater exonerated by a New York State Supreme Court judge this week at 61 years old, after spending most of his life paying for a crime he didn't commit.
With joy and relief, I went up to the gravesite to see my dad to tell him. I wish to God he was here.
Broadwater was 20 when he was charged with the rape of Alice Sebold, who went on to write bestseller The Lovely Bones. The alleged crime happened in 1981 at a park in Syracuse, New York. Sebold described the attack in detail almost 20 years later in Lucky, a book that launched her career as an author. Her next hit, The Lovely Bones, was later adapted into an award-winning film. But all this was after Broadwater was convicted for first-degree rape and 5 related charges. He spent 16 years in prison. Through the years, he maintained his innocence. After serving his sentence, he quickly realized his life would never be the same.
The moment I stepped out, it was like impossible to get a job. These 10 fingers I can count on my hand of the people that accept me in their household. I can't get past 10.
He never stopped trying through appeals, motions, and even 2 polygraph tests to prove his innocence, but nothing worked. Until a film producer working on a screen adaptation of Sebold's book Lucky hired a private investigator to look into the evidence presented against Broadwater in court. They became convinced Broadwater was telling the truth.
Together, as we looked through the trial transcript, we realized, wow, this was a bogus conviction.
Earlier this month, Broadwater's new lawyers filed a motion to vacate his conviction based on now discredited scientific evidence and Sebold's identification of Broadwater as the perpetrator.
No one questions that Miss Sebold was sexually assaulted. She absolutely was. But she saw Mr. Broadwater on the street about 5 months later, had a feeling this was the person who had raped her, and reported it to police.
She is asked to look at the individuals at some point in the lineup, and she picks out number 5. Anthony Broadwater was number 4.
Attorneys say they learned the next part of the story from Sebold's book, which they presented to the court as new evidence.
After that, the prosecutor walks in the room and begins to tell her, well, you picked the wrong guy, but essentially, don't worry, your hunch is correct. It actually is number 4.
Despite not picking him out of the lineup, at the trial, Sebold claimed Broadwater was the perpetrator. In a statement on Broadwater, the Onondaga County District Attorney, who supported the exoneration, said in part, "It is never too late to do the right thing." A spokesperson for Scribner, the publisher of Lucky, telling NBC News neither Alice Sebold nor Scribner has any comment. Scribner has no plans to update the text of Lucky at this time.
Now that you've been exonerated, what does the rest of your life look like?
I hope that I can give some inspiration to somebody and say, hey, if you're not guilty of something, do not give in. I've been yelling and screaming and exhausting all my finances to prove my innocence. It finally came.
Now, Broadwater says he can finally rest.
The thing that stuck out with me the most was that one lie, one untruth can destroy a person's life. She picked the wrong guy from the beginning. But she was told, hey, you picked the wrong guy, but don't worry about it. Now, what I saw in that is, hey, don't worry about it. We'll fix it. We have somebody in mind that we want to charge for this, so don't worry about it. You know, yeah, you picked the wrong guy, but we'll fix it. we'll make it right. We'll mend it, right? This is what happens in the days that we live in. Here's a valid question though. Why didn't she speak up? No, I can't do that. I can't let you charge someone for something that they did not do. Why didn't she speak up? This lie cost him time with his family. I'm sure that he lost some loved ones he was not able to say goodbye to or spend time with them or even see their body, attend some of the funerals that were close to him. He lost a lot. And even after getting out, he was not able to start his own family because of this little black mark that was on his record that followed him. So this thing that we think, well, it was just a little something. It wasn't a little something. It's just a little something because it didn't happen to you. And not to mention, he wasn't able to secure employment. How many of you all know someone or have been in a situation like this? Not that you were accused of something that you did not do, but maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you made a bad choice and you have a mark on your record. You know how hard it can be to secure employment. Imagine being accused of something so great like this. Great in a bad way, not in a good way. And imagine not being able to provide for your family and secure employment for yourself, to provide for yourself. Now, let me make it clear. There were apologies, definitely. I want you to take a look at this video.
In a statement today, Siebold said, "I am sorry most of all for the fact that the life you could have led was unjustly robbed from you, and I know that no apology can change what happened to you and never will." Siebold apologized in her statement for taking part in a legal system that she says has systemic problems throughout history. She also wrote that in seeking justice for herself, she had harmed Broadwater and affected his life forever. Siebold's best-selling book, Lucky, was based on her rape that happened in 1981 in the off-campus neighborhood in Thornton Park. It was a book that started her career. Now the publishing company says it will no longer distribute the novel. After years of private investigation, the case has been proven to be flawed on 2 accounts: Siebold's identification of Broadwater as her rapist in the courtroom in 1981, and the now discredited method of microscopic hair analysis. After Siebold's apology today, Broadwater said in a statement, "It's still painful to me because I was wrongly convicted, but this will help me in my process to come to peace with what happened." His lawyers say that Broadwater burst into tears when he heard that Siebold had apologized.
What I need others to realize from this is an apology doesn't always fix the damage that you have caused. It just doesn't. I firmly believe that in cases like this, an apology and once again, additional training and punishment, because it seems like there's no hesitation in punishing some or a particular group of people. So this is the time where we need to exercise, training, additional training, and punishment for something like this. Can somebody say it's required? I think it's required. Listen, we're not in church, and I want to say, can I get an amen? But it is required. She's over here laughing at me, but it's true. It's definitely required. Someone is saying that's not positive. Yes, it is. It's positive. You know why it's positive? Because if we begin to take part in punishing people for doing things that they know is not right, then the positive side about it is it'll stop. Amen.
Amen.
So it will stop. If we begin to stand up for ourselves, and not just ourselves, if we begin to stand up for others. Okay? So just because it's not your life, it's not my life, does not mean that we sit back and we don't do anything about it. This is one of the reasons why I'm shedding light on it. Okay? Another good question is, was Anthony, paid from his accuser? Was he compensated in any way? If you know the answer to that, share it with us. Share it with us. Because in my opinion, I think that he needs to be compensated for it, and an apology just isn't good enough. Now, who he needs to be compensated from, I'm going to leave that opinion to myself. I'm not going to share that. But I think that something needs to be done right away, right? Let's not wait. Here's why I say let's not wait. Anthony didn't have the opportunity to work a job. He was locked up for something he didn't do, a crime he didn't do. He didn't have an opportunity to make millions, write a book, several books. All of these things were taken away from him. So compensation, in my opinion, is definitely required. Listen, if you don't agree with me, it's okay, but share it with me. Leave your opinion. Maybe you can open my understanding. I'm very open. And that's one of the reasons why I asked you to share your opinions, your comments. Share them. You all know I always like to leave you with something, especially when we're addressing certain videos like this and stories like this. I always like to leave you with something, and this is what I want to leave you with today. Lies hurt, and they destroy people's lives. And if you are under the impression that because you have apologized or you have repented, it doesn't always fix the damage that you caused. Treat others not the way that you have been treated, or the way that others have treated you, should I say. Treat others the way you would like to be treated. And if you're listening and you are that one that has wronged someone, go back and begin the process of making it right. Go back. Let me say it clearly. Go back and begin the process of making it right. Ask for forgiveness. And don't expect the relationship to be as though it never happened. Depending on the depth of the damage, it could be a while. It could be a while if it even returns to the way that it was. Listen, continue loving one another. And please don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment and turn on the notification bell. Blessings and positive vibes always.